Hello. I wanted to tell my story about having ankylosing spondylitis and what it's like for me and how I've dealt with it over the years. Might have to chop this up into a couple of videos. But to start off, I began experiencing symptoms of AS at 15 years old. I was diagnosed with AS at 38. This was 2 years ago. Was when I got the official diagnosis. But I have had problems and extreme pain since I was about 15 years old. It started with this pinching sensation in my lower back that started off when I would only be seated and lean over to tie my shoe or something like that, stoop down to grab something off the ground. I would experience this tightness feeling in my lower back. And as it progressed on into 16 and 17 years old, 18 years old, I noticed that it got worse and worse, and I had to stretch all the time just to feel like I was standing up straight. My lower back was always in pain. It was usually at least about out of 1 to 10 pain scale, probably about a 6 or a 7. On some days it was, at about a 9. And I just kind of lived with it. I never really thought that I had any kind of major problem. The doctors, when it would flare up and really be bad, they would give me muscle relaxers and usually an anti-inflammatory. And they would get better. Take a week or two, sometimes longer, 3-4 weeks, sometimes even 5 to 6 weeks to get back to around a pain scale of about a 4 or a 5. At the same time, I started having trouble with my elbows and my hips and my feet. Just pains, strange pain that would just be there and not go away. I had to stretch and constantly use a heating pad. If I slept in one position for too long, really, really bad pain in my upper back. My neck started getting very stiff. But I never put all these symptoms together with the acute and incredible pain I had in my back. And maybe the back pain was overshadowing everything else. If that wasn't there, perhaps I would have said, hey, I got some severe pain in these other areas. But since I had pain in my back that was so much worse than the other pains, I guess it just took precedence. And I was a little scared to get treatment for it, to go and find out what's wrong with my back, because I was a little afraid that I might require surgery. At the time, like I said, I didn't know that I had ankylosing spondylitis. I made no connection between all the different problems I was having with my body and there possibly being only one source. So through my 20s and into my 30s, I had gone through these episodes where 3 or 4 times a year I would have these flare-ups where my back would just spasm to the point where I couldn't even move sometimes without almost screaming. I had to, bite down and just grit my way through basic movements like going from lying down to standing up, trying to change positions in bed. Agony. I mean, the kind of pain that just feels like your bones are just grating against each other, but they're not. It's the muscles inside. And then you have these pains in your hips, the upper back. Currently my neck is pretty stiff. I honestly don't have much pain in my neck. It's just very, very stiff. Occasionally I get neck spasms. I used to attribute them to not sleeping right or a draft on the pillow. Now I think maybe it's the AS. Obviously, now that I've looked in the mirror and taken a good look at what my neck does, I can only bend it about this far. So that's not very far. I think an average man of my age should be able to put his neck down a little bit farther. So I think it's affecting my neck as well. And I've noticed if I lay in bed too long, more than about 6 hours, the middle of my back, right between my shoulder blades, feels like someone just twisted a screw in there and no matter what I do, I have to get in the shower and let the hot water beat on it. That's actually one of my most valued types of therapy is a hot shower and just letting it hit you wherever it hurts. And for some odd reason, it really works. And I've seen on websites that one of the symptoms, or not a symptom, but a sign that you may have AS is that a hot shower or a soak, or a sauna like that will actually improve your condition for a while, for a couple of hours or whatever. I've noticed hot tubs and things like that do wonders for my whole body. So they're right about that. But when I got the diagnosis of AS, it was pretty tough for me to swallow because I knew a lot about it. I had 2 people that I knew that were diagnosed with it, and so I got to know a lot about the disease because they were going to go through it, and they told me a lot about it. And then when a friend gets something serious, and they tell you they've got something serious, you look things up and you find out on your own what your friend is going to be in store for. And I realized how horrible they were actually getting pretty bad. And then to find out that I had it, it really took a lot of the wind out of my sails. So it's one of those things that you have to deal with. It's not going to go away. They're working on it every day. They're coming out with different research and better cures. I'm honestly thinking of stepping up my treatment regimen. I'm currently just on a very basic program of stretching, trying to exercise with whatever I can do, anything I can do, get out and walk. I have trouble doing anything like riding bikes. I can't do major exercises. I can't ski. I can't any of those things. So you have to just do what you can. Any little amount of exercise is worth it because sitting around is just giving in. And personally, I can't do that. It's really tough when I'm at that level of pain where I'm in a state where I can't even stand, and the basics things of trying to get from the bed to the toilet, or just taking a shower and doing the things that anyone would normally do without thinking of them, and you're going through just mind-numbing agony, it wears you down. So I understand. If anyone else out there who already has it is watching this, I understand. My symptoms probably not as bad as others. I know that. Probably quite a bit worse than some. I place myself probably maybe in the moderate to mid-severe. It's not really had any deformity effects on me yet, but I'm starting to see the effects of it all over my body, and starting to see a bone spur growth on my lower joints. So that's not good news. So anyway, looks like I'm about out of time here. So I'll add on some other videos about some things that I wanted to make some points on that I think are important. So thanks a lot for watching, and I appreciate your time. If you feel like you want to ask me any questions, please feel free to. I'll respond with whatever I can. Hopefully I can help you. Maybe you can help me. Who knows? Because this is a rough thing to go through. So thank you very much. Be strong. Keep it real. Keep moving. That's all I can say. Keep moving. So thank you very much.